Hi guys. No, it's been a while. I've just been going through some stuff, I guess, kinda. So what's it been, like 2 months? A month? Maybe more? Probably more? 5 months? Well, I know if I was able to, I would have made this video sooner. But this is my new Mimighoul deck for post ROTA. Let's get into it. Don't like it or subscribe if you don't want to. And I hope your gears are turning. First up, I'm still playing every Mimighoul at 3. Because even if you just get a Mimighoul onto your opponent's side, they're still locked. So that's why I'm still playing all of them at 3. So classic Mimighoul things and shenanigans, of course. Just let me check the camera angle real quick. See everything's in the shot. It is not. 1.5 seems good. So we got Mimighoul Dragon, Mimighoul Archfiend. You know what they do. In my last deck, every Mimighoul was a 3 of, and it's the same in this one, including Master. And in the last deck, actually, you know what? This is how I'm gonna do it, because I don't think y'all, for people who don't know what they do or how they work, which you probably should if you've seen this channel. I'm a big Mimighoul fan, and I'll probably do some battles with them at the tournament coming up this weekend at my local card shop. Shout out TCG, Infinite TCG, Fort Wayne, by Pro Bowl West. So yeah, I use these 4. 3 ofs as always for every Mimighoul. After the set comes out, Cerberus will probably be down to 2, and I'll probably switch it out with 2 Master, 3 ofs of everything else. Actually, you'll see. Once it comes out. So, also, in the last deck, we used so many hand traps. It got to the point where I started to brick. So now we're just gonna go like 3 Ash, 3 Dimension Shifter, which he's a new one, 3 Nibiru, and 1 Droll and Lockbird, just in case. There are more things in the side, but my old deck used to be going second deck. This new version focuses on shifter locking my opponent by making sure they can't normal summon and making them have to discard a card and like making it harder for them to play if they go second, as normal for most decks like this. But it's a little bit more difficult for them to play that way, from what my understanding. So like I said, 3 Nib, 3 Shifter, 3 Ash. You don't have to play Shifter. Do whatever you prefer for hand traps. If you liked my old deck better, go check that video out if you're new. And that's it for monsters. I really only run the Mimighouls. This is a Mimighoul pure deck profile, except for hand traps and stuff like that. So yeah. It's a 43 card deck, by the way. And for spells, still 3 Mimighoul Dungeon. Crazy how this card is still at 15. It's really good for the deck. People are still trying to find out ways to abuse it. 3 Mimighoul Maker, which how this is used will definitely be changing soon. And that's it for the main 3 Mimighoul spell and trap spell cards. And I'm sorry if I'm going a little too fast, or if y'all can't hear me again. I was trying to reread up on your comments from the last video. So I'm not playing music and I'm trying to talk a little bit louder. And sorry if my voice volume changes in the video. Like, sometimes I like to move around during a video because I don't like just to sit in one spot for whatever reason. I just work like that. And then for the 2 of Spell and Traps, 2 Book of Eclipse and 2 Raigeki. This is just for board breakers. If you do go second, like Nib and the other things, like, this deck really does not matter if you go first or second at this point. Like, I would imagine still I would like to go second, but that's me personally. With this deck, you can choose to go first and hope you open up into D Shifter and don't get your stuff absolutely nullified. So yeah, and then Book of Clips. A lot of people told me to side this out for Book of Moon, but I won't need Book of Moon because of some of the cards I run in the extra deck, and this just helps a lot during battle phase if I know I need to, like, stall out a little bit. And like I said, Raigeki's just for board break potential, just like Dragon. And then the consistency cards. So another board breaker card. You can play 2 Raigeki or 2 Lightning Storm and 1 Raigeki, or 2 Raigeki and 1 Lightning Storm, or you can just, like, take out 1 Book of Eclipse if you want. Do you? If you want to have more board breaker potential, Sorry, I repeated that 3 times. It's just really good for back row and or, like, anything in general. So yeah, back row and stuff like that. That is why I use it. And then for consistency cards, it's really just the 1 Pot of Prosperity and 1-for-1, and then Terraforming to help add, and then Ghost Trick Shot as a part of another strategy, Harpy's Feather Duster for more back row removal, and Called by the Grave. I would much rather have Ghost Bell in here instead of Called by the Grave, but Called by the Grave is just a little bit more effective than times when I don't, in times when I wish I would rather have it. And Ghost Trick Shot is just for the F-Zero plays as normal. And Harpy's Feather Duster, just more back row removal, because I've been having trouble with, like, certain things in my locals. You can take it out if you want, or side it. It's not that really important. And then 3 Mimighoul Room, and it's mainly for the fact that it gives me a free special summon or set to them. If they do just flip up my Archfiend, they don't have to pay a consequence because they only have to discard 1 card and it's vanished. Because then I can just set another one, and then they'll have to banish more, because flip effect. So it's just a really good setup card. And now time for the extra deck. All of my rank 1s, and the way I did this is I did rank 1s plus, like, my link 1s. Almirage is just there in case I want a card to live a turn. I'm sorry if y'all saw like my hair or something. I'm sorry. But Robin is just a return. Extra deck monsters back row, Zeus, protection of a creature, and then dual hand, Utopia Future things. And then for, like, what I would say is like a rank 4 is like rank 2s for our link 2s are rank 4s in my book, in like level 4 synchro, so it just happened to work out. Downward Magician for Zeus things. Herald of Arc Light for like spell and trap negation. IP and Nightmare, spell and trap, and then I added Toppable Logic Dragon in here, and that's really the only reason. I traded away my access code like 3 weeks ago before I made this deck like this. So yeah, and then 2 Angel of Mischief because F-Zero things, of course, and then F-Zero, that, Zeus, Ghost Trick Shot, and Topologic Bomber Dragon. So if you accidentally draw Ghost Trick Shot and then have Pot of Prosperity in hand, get rid of the F-Zero core. And then also, if you don't want to run Herald of Arclight, because Herald of Arc, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. I think I'm just nervous because it's been so long. If you don't want to run Herald of Arclight, that's fine. You can run literally anything else that would be of use. He is in here just for more spell and trap negation, but I have like this to deal with that. And this to deal with that, and this as protection. I don't really need Herald of Arclight. Like, you can use Typhon instead of one of the Lyralisk. Not this one, but you can use Typhon instead of the Lyralisk, or just take out Arclight for Typhon. But Herald of Arclight has saved me in situations because my opponent has gone into skill drain, and that kind of stops my flip effects. And let's do a few test hands. Just give me a tiny moment to set up, and you'll get a transition card. Okay, guys, back. I think I shuffled it probably really shitty, so I might have to shuffle again. So this is a test hand of me going first. Okay, yeah, this is a really shitty shuffle. Okay, yeah, it was a shitty shuffle. Okay, give me 1 second to shuffle again. Because I think that might have been what it was. Because I'm not at that, because I shuffle like this. It's not really a good shuffle, in my opinion. But it's the only way I know how to shuffle, so. Also, while I'm shuffling, go down in the comment section and see, like, what other type of decks you want to see next. I promise you, I like to be interactive with you guys. It's just, like, I have a lot of shit going on right now. And it's, like, difficult. So, yeah. Just try... how do I say this? So, yeah. I like being interactive with you guys. I'm glad and happy when y'all do like and subscribe, but I'm just more happy that y'all are watching the videos and having fun with it. And put hashtag WMans in the comment section if you made it this far into the video. Sorry for me being a world-renowned yapologist. So, this is going first hand. If we went second, that would have been really good, but again, shitty shuffle kind of fucked me. So, okay. So first, start with D-Shifter, do Mimighoul Dungeon, and this is like assuming no hand traps. So off of Dungeon, add Dragon, normal the Dragon, effective Dragon, add Mimighoul Maker, activate Maker, do Cerberus, and Archfiend. Now, the things about flip effect monsters, if 2 of them activate, and are on the same... Okay, how do I explain this on my thought process about it? So, I could probably ask my judge next time I go to my locals. So then, let me get a die real quick. Evens odds. Even odd. They get that one. I got Serby. That's banner. This is banished. Then I get the special summon. So, my thought process right now is, if I special summon this Archfiend, it would flip that Archfiend, I get to draw one, my opponent would discard one. But then, since I'm going first, I can literally not go into any Xyz, but I can go into Masquerena, Topologic, and, like, Nightmare Phoenix, maybe. Like, 50-50, I'm not 100% sure if I could. But, like, but my thought process right now is, from my earlier question, if you guys could tell me in the comments, if you did make it this far, because I know this is probably a long video. Sorry about that. If I set both of these Archfiends, flip one of them, its effect activates. For me to draw one, they discard one, and then this effect activates. In the same turn, would both of their flip effects go off still? Would each flip effect go off? I would assume so, because they're flip effect monsters. And that's a separate effect to, like, their face up and normal special summon. So I would assume, since they're both flip monsters, that both the effects would activate. And I would get to draw 2 cards, and my opponent would have to discard 2. So, like, by that logic, if that is how it works, then I'm not misplaying by special summoning Cerberus to protect Dungeon. And then, let's see what would happen if I go into IP Masquerena. Because, like, again, I say, I've barely tested this deck. So, I guess you could go into IP Masquerena, because your opponent would kind of be forced to flip these 2 over if he wants to play. I would get these 2 as the draw. They would have to discard 2. And then IP Masquerena go into Topologic. Is what would happen if you went this route by summoning IP Masquerena. But let's see what would happen if I didn't go this route, special summoned Archfiend instead, flip this Archfiend, I would get this draw, doesn't help me, my opponent would only discard 1 card, I can't... Okay, yeah, so I didn't misplay. I'm sorry. I'm learning the deck. So, now this is 100% up to you. I'm pretty sure most people would link these 2 off. Summon the IP, and then pass the turn. But I don't like doing that for the big reason is, because, like, what if they find a way to out the IP? Because then I'm fucked. Because if they out the IP, then I'm screwed. I can't do shit after that. Because then I have no cards on field except, like, these 2. They won't help me since they're only 1900. I barely get set up. I wouldn't get this card. Yeah, but that's pretty much first turn. You would get to draw 2. The draw 2 would be Terraforming Called By. And then you also have Nib and another Demon Shifter in a hand. If you want to use it next turn, completely up to you. And then 25 and a 24 on, and a 22 on field. So that's pretty solid. Okay, that was test hand 1 going first. I would say I'm probably gonna do, like, 2 test hands and then a video dedicated to test hands. So that one was going first. Now, This one will be going second. So let's picture, like, I don't know, I'm fighting a Sword Soul player. They have everything except Protoss on field. They went basically full combo with Chi Jiao and Boss Long Yuan, the Banish. And then they end their turn. One face down, those two on board. Okay. So, I promise, y'all saw me shuffle. So this is like the perfect hand to deal with that type of board. So first, Raigeki. Get rid of the field. I can't even get burned. Because if I remember Long Yuan's effect, I don't think that anything can burn me by doing that. So, then activate dungeon. Activate the effective dungeon after it's activated. I personally would add Dragon, because this is before Rage of the Abyss, so then normal summon Dragon. So because it's before Rage of the Abyss, I can't really do shit more than this. Off of Dragon, add Mimighoul Maker, obviously. Activate Maker, because the reason I'm doing this before even searching the 1-for-1 is before even attempting to activate 1-for-1 is because this gives me a new target for 1-for-1 and an Archfiend set up on their board. Because either way, I'll get a monster to come over here. And like, for y'all's information, I'm shuffling these right now. I don't even know what they're getting, so it's completely RNG. Even odd, so they get this one. And I got Archfiend. And Maker's effect is you can special summon. Which I will special summon, because I'll special Archfiend, effect Archfiend, special the Cerberus. Then Xyz summon with these two. Since they would have, I would essentially assume no cards on field, I would suggest going into the Utopic Future strategy. It's more risky, they can stop it, but you still have stuff to do after. Because, like, think about this. You have Archfiend in hand. You have Dungeon. You can just search for Dragon next turn. Or search for 1-for-1 now. Get Mimighoul Archfiend from Graveyard. Get Mimighoul Archfiend from Graveyard instead with Dungeon. And then just nuke their field again. It's that simple. Adding Ghost Trick Shot off of Mischief. I hate it when it's so close to the top. Because when I don't use the play, then I get the fucking card. Mischief, Xyz with Mischief. Go into some funky ass F-Zero shit. It sucks that F-Zero doesn't take the materials, or he would be so fucking big. Pause. And then go battle phase, attack for 35, because Dragon wouldn't gain the attack this turn since he was summoned this turn. And then main phase 2, set Archfiend to your opponent's side of the field, pass. And then even next turn you have a monster negate. Next turn you have 2 add to hands, and then even if they do pop this, you have 1 in hand, and then your draw would be Maker. So it truly didn't fucking matter, because you even got an extra search off 1-for-1 and Maker, depending on who you would add, who you would do it with. And then also, if your opponent special summons, you have Maker engraved to do the flip effect with Maker. So, well, that's the video, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. I'm really excited for this next set. You guys will obviously be a video from me on day 1 about the Mimighouls, and I might even have some practice master videos with some of my friends involved at the card shop, if we have time, because, like, tournament, really busy normally. But, thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you want to see next. A new video will be coming out soon. Emancipator Treasure is what I'm thinking of building, and it's almost done. So, Sobe King out.